Have you ever pondered the origin of dragons, these mythical beasts that pervade our stories and folklore? Delve back into antiquity and you'll discover the earliest known depictions of dragon-like creatures in the ancient civilizations of Egypt and Mesopotamia. These cultures saw dragons not as fire-breathing monsters, but as powerful and often benevolent beings. The ancient Egyptians, for instance, regarded them as guardians. These serpent-like creatures evolved over time, their representations shifting and diversifying. In the age of ancient Greek and Roman mythology, dragons took on a more monstrous form, becoming the adversaries of heroes and symbols of chaos. Yet regardless of their form, dragons have always held a significant place in human mythology. The symbolism of dragons in these early cultures is as diverse as the cultures themselves. Often they represent power, wisdom, or the primal forces of nature. From the earliest civilizations, dragons have been a symbol of power and mystery, a trend that continued in the mythologies of later cultures. As we journey forward in time, the image of the dragon takes on new forms and meanings. In the medieval period of Europe, dragons were often depicted as fearsome, fire-breathing creatures. They were seen as adversaries, symbols of chaos and destruction that needed to be overcome by brave knights. One of the most famous tales from this period is the legend of St. George and the Dragon, a story of heroism and triumph over evil. But as we move east, the dragon's image transforms. In the cultures of China and Japan, dragons are not feared but revered. They are seen as benevolent and wise, embodiments of the natural world and its forces. These dragons are often associated with water and rain, seen as bringers of life and fertility. In many stories, they control the weather, the seasons, and the prosperity of the land. Their status in these cultures is not just mythical, but also imperial. The dragon is a symbol of imperial power and authority. Emperors would use the dragon as their emblem, tying their rule to the divine and extraordinary powers of these mythical creatures. Whether feared or revered, dragons have continued to captivate the human imagination through the ages. Their tales, as varied as the cultures they come from, paint a fascinating picture of how humans perceive the unknown and the extraordinary. In the modern era, dragons have not lost their allure, emerging in popular culture in various forms. Whether it's the fearsome Hungarian horntail in the Harry Potter series or the intimidating yet majestic creatures in Game of Thrones, these mythical beasts have certainly carved out a space for themselves in the realm of contemporary fantasy literature and film. Now let's delve into some fascinating facts about these legendary creatures. Did you know that the word dragon is derived from the Greek drakon, which translates to serpent or giant sea fish? This etymology hints at a connection to the sea, a theme we see in many Eastern depictions of dragons. Speaking of depictions, dragons are quite the versatile creatures. In the West, dragons are typically portrayed as massive, winged, fire-breathing beasts. They're often symbols of chaos and destruction, the ultimate foe for a brave knight. Contrast this with the East, where dragons are more serpentine and closely associated with water. They're seen as benevolent beings, symbols of wisdom, strength, and good luck. This wide range of portrayals is a testament to the powerful and enduring nature of dragon mythology. Dragons allow us to explore our imagination, to confront our fears and aspire to greatness. From ancient civilizations to modern pop culture, dragons continue to breathe fire into our imaginations, embodying our deepest fears and highest aspirations.